Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. I am so excited to be here with you. Cheers if you're just showing up and giving yourself grace because you were the one that got your kid ready for school when there was no school. Yep, that's me. You too can do anything you want to do in life because I'm still figuring it out and failing forward in every way, shape, and form, whether it's motherhood, being a wife, all the things, you name it. But all three boys are home and life is crazy, but good. I have a few things that I want to share with you. I had a conversation with somebody, with one of my dear friends and team members this week, and something that she said is something that we've talked about a few times. And I wanted to expand upon that. And it's all about the filter that we view our life and our business through and what that filter does. So just for sake of working with y'all, this is one set of lenses. This is another set of lenses. Neither is good or bad, or they're different. But I was talking to a friend, and some people would say there's this thing on like TikTok and Instagram, like I'm stuck in 200 view jail. Okay, so that's one lens of I'm posting, I'm sharing. I don't understand why my content is not getting more than 200 views. Okay, so that's one lens. What's the other lens? The other lens is I'm posting and sharing authentically from my heart to a specific group of people. And if I had 200 chairs in a room with 200 people filling those chairs, would that not be seen as a successful audience when you filled a room with 200 chairs and they are all there to listen and hear what you have to share? Can you guys see what I'm doing here? I'm stuck in 200 view jail. I can't believe I haven't gone viral yet. I should quit posting. Nobody is watching what I'm saying. Nobody is following me, right? Or I just walked onto a stage and there are 200 people who are leaning in and listening, eager and anxious to hear what I have to share. Do you see how that's different? Does that feel different? Right? So I listened to another Ed Milet podcast, and the title was Change What You See, Change What You Get. And it literally knocked me upside the head. So this is, if you have not read Gap and Gain, The Gap and the Gain, I think I have it in a different bookshelf. I want to encourage you to do that because this morning on April 21st, or whenever you're watching this recording, you woke up and possibly it's Monday morning, you looked in your back office and you saw a number, you saw points, and automatically you were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I only have this many points. I'm so far from my goal. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible leader. I can't believe I haven't recruited anybody. Or I am so thrilled that the one person that I have been following up with finally said yes, and I get to pour into her. And those 6 pay points in my back office equals one life changed, which could be equivalent to one pebble thrown into a pond. And what that ripple effect looks like is completely different, right? So some people see one customer, one ambassador, one team member, 6 pay points, and they think that their world is over and ending, and I can't believe I haven't been successful. Guess what? That one person, you got some kind of payout, some kind of bonus, some kind of product credit. There are people walking around who have made $0 ever doing anything like this, right? Change what you see, change what you get. I was watering flowers. This will be the last goofy analogy for today. And I know we're all along for the ride. You're stuck with my goofy analogies. So I was watering my flowers and I have drift roses, which if you guys have not seen drift roses, they're absolutely gorgeous. Well, they're low to the ground and they've got just clusters of these beautiful blooms. And I'll have to take a picture and share it for you guys. But I'm looking at this rose bush a week ago, and there's like 3 or 4 just obviously dead branches, completely dead, brown. If I snapped them, if I bent it, it would completely snap off because they're dead. And then there was like the middle part of the bush that looks okay. You can tell, okay, I'm hanging on from last year. And then there was like a 8 or 12 inch gap in the mulch. And then there's this huge green new leg of this drift rose. And it's got like 20 buds waiting to just blossom. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus. This is my business. I have this rose bush that's been here for 14 years, right? And I have a few dead legs and branches and people who have said no thank you or quit or it's on the back burner. And then this brand new green vibrant shoot of a new plant that's just like, I'm going to be over here growing and thriving and blooming and doing all of the things, right? And it just was this amazing picture to me of, I'm not going to like pull out the whole rose bush, right? I'm going to water it and nurture it and love on it and prune it and watch it grow and flourish and change and all of the things. So there's your goofy Monday morning analogy. All of that to say, change what you see, change what you get. I'm going to read you a really quick overview of this podcast, and I will drop the podcast for you guys later, but it's more about this general view of what you see is what you get. What you focus on expands. Where you are in your business, you're further than some people are. You're not as far as other people are. But how you show up daily for yourself in your business is the result that you are going to get. So maybe today you're like, I can't believe I'm not far enough. I can't believe it's, the third week of April and, oh, well, I guess I'll try next month. Or there are people out there right now who are like, I am only 200 orders away from my goal, i.e., 500, 600, 800, 1,000 pay points from my goal. And it's game on. We're diving in. They are changing the lens of what they see for possibilities. And they're like, bring it on. Let's go. And that focus expands what they're going to get. The energy that they're putting out into what they're working on is going to be what comes back to them. So Ed Milet says, what if you start living your life like it was rigged in your favor? The lens that you look through is shaping everything, your decisions, your joy, your results. But what if you were to consciously scan your life for favor, not fear? And he talks about sharing 4 life lenses. You can either be looking in your rearview mirror, living through history, memories, trauma, whatever it might be, or you can shift forward to dreams, hopes, imagination, what's possible. And he says he's lived both sides of that, filtering for pain, for setbacks, for loneliness, but also shifting your lens, expecting good things to happen to you, looking for that favor. His life began to shift. So he says, he talks about how confidence bends reality. If you show up bold and confident, that energy is going to change the results that you get. It also helps you to become a magnet for people and opportunities in your life. I don't know about you, but I want to be a magnet. I want to be a magnet for all things good, wonderful, peaceful, lovely, all of those things. So I'm going to shift to that lens. He says it's not just about mindset. It's about becoming a person who runs to pressure, who trains like an underdog, who lives life with the heart of a champion. You have already come farther than you give yourself credit for. You've already come farther than you give yourself credit for. Now it's time to move like somebody who's meant to win. Here's the truth. And this, I love this. This is like asterisk, hashtag, go get your highlighter because we are underlining this because we are changing lives in a business model that is not understood by a lot of people. When you make decisions and run passionately toward goals, there are automatically going to be people who are going to single you out and say, that's weird. I can't believe she's doing that. All the things. So he says, here's the truth. You don't need to fit in. You're not one of the crowd. You were made to be different. You were born to stand out. Stop waiting to be seen We don't care about their opinions. We don't care if they see us and acknowledge us and cheer us on. See yourself. Don't underestimate your own power. And he talks about listen to this episode of this podcast that I will give you guys the link for if you really want to know what you're capable of. So here's a few key points and takeaways that we are going to take into our work today. Your expectations shape your reality more than your actual circumstances. And that's the whole coaching thought model. You name it, there's a coach out there who's talking about your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, all of those things, your results, that model. There are actually four lenses in life that shape how you experience life. And most of us operate unconsciously and default to the negative, right? I think something that's super, super, super important for everybody to remember, it's not just about lenses and filters and views and focus, but I want you to also remember that everybody has their own lens and filter and perspective. So we could all be sitting in a room and somebody could make a blanket statement. You can be successful in network marketing. What each of us in that room hears will be filtered through their life circumstances. It will be filtered through their traumas. It will be filtered through their where they are in life, and all of those things. And I think there's grace for understanding that when people come to network marketing, when people join your team in Plexus, lenses and filters and perspectives and views and focus all matter. And they're all important because you're going to have so many people who are like, well, I'm giving you this system. I'm giving you what to say. I'm giving you the tasks. But if somebody is sitting there filtering all of those tasks and actions through a feeling of past hurts and brokenness and rejection and fears and all of those things, a lot of times there's going to have to be some work for somebody to do that shifting and changing and viewing their life and specifically this journey through a new hopeful lens where they're seeking what if life is rigged in my favor? Maybe up until this point, life has never been rigged for their favor. Maybe the facts are showing up in a way that they're like, yeah, you're saying this, but it's never actually happened. It's going to be a bigger hill to climb and a harder shift for somebody who is showing up with all of that. And I think that's something that's truly important. But the beauty of what we do with this business is it's a people business, right? Sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, it's a people business. I can't believe I have to deal with people. But then we can say, thank you, Jesus. It's a people business. And we're not just slinging pink drinks, right? We are changing futures. We are changing destinies. We are changing generations. We are giving somebody the tools and the opportunity, if they take it and run with it, and embrace all of the growth and development that needs to come with it, that anything is possible. Now, is it going to take some people 2 years or 10 years or 15 years? Maybe, yes, possibly. All of our journeys are going to be completely different. But when I listened to this, the first thing I thought was I need to be aware of the lens that I'm filtering my own life through. Are you aware that you're showing up with a woe is me, I can't believe I'm not here yet, I can't believe I haven't done this? Are you always looking and filtering through past hurts and rejections and fears? Or are you able to see the world in a lens that will serve you for, I'm looking for favor, I'm looking for success, I'm looking for people to join me, and have that lens be what changes the direction of where you are actually going. And it's the same for those of you that jumped on a little bit late. I shared the story of a friend who's like, her view on views on social media is brilliant because a lot of people are like, my reel only got 200 views. And she thinks to herself, if I'm sitting in a room with 200 chairs that are full, people looking at me, and I'm on stage talking to 200 people, would I be grateful for that audience? Absolutely. A lot of us would be terrified to get up on stage and talk to 200 people, right? So that whole shift in when I'm making a post, when I am doing a reach out, all of those things, there's that one person who needs to hear what I have to say. And if it's only for one person, I'm going to keep showing up. And I'm going to show up today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And maybe one day you'll have a video that gets 10,000 views, right? And that's an easy hard. I mean, just so you know, full disclosure, some days I'm like, let's go to YouTube and see how many people have done the power hour, right? That number doesn't matter. If there is only one of you on here, I would still be on here because guess what? I'm showing up for me first, and we're all just along this journey together. And even if there was only one person who showed up, we are going to do this together because one yes, one decision to try, one decision to proactively go out and change the world can and will change the world. So we are all going to be working and growing together. So um, focus equals expansion, train like an underdog. You don't need to be understood. Ready for this? You just need to be relentless about pursuing your purpose. Nobody else has to give you permission or approval. If you are called to share your pink drink, share your pink drink. It's okay that not everybody understands and that not everybody's going to order or buy or join. It's okay. There are some people in our company who actually have had people who have made whole blogs and social media campaigns to smear them. Look at that. Look at that person who keeps showing up, sharing that pink drink. There are always going to be haters. There are always going to be people who don't understand. If you are passionately pursuing what you know you are called to do, step into that with confidence and watch and look for your life to be rigged in your favor. So that is your little Monday motivation talk. I am going to just pull up really quick this action sheet. And let's see if I can make it big enough for all of you. So something that I feel like is super important, you guys name it. You can get on Google, YouTube, whatever, Chat GPT, and ask for a daily action sheet for network marketing. And I promise you there's tens of thousands of options. Okay. You can even make your own. This little box right here that says list 3 things that you're grateful for. What's that going to do? That's going to change your lens. That's going to change your perspective of why am I sitting here and showing up? I do think this is important. Thank you, Jesus, that I woke up. Thank you, Jesus, that I had a warm breakfast and could go and make my coffee and mix my pink drink and pick which mug I have to drink out of, right? Um, all of those things. Shifting your life and filtering it through gratitude will never go wrong. That you will always be able to do that. Now, some of the other stuff can just be memory joggers for we're posting, we're sharing, we're following up, we're reaching out, we're getting into messages, we're loving on people. If you do nothing else today but love on 100 people in Messenger and comment on their family Easter weekends and all of those things, you will be serving people well. You might be the only encouragement that somebody gets. You might be the only message or comment that somebody gets. Be that person for somebody else today. I've been super intentional with trying to weed out what the algorithm is feeding me and choosing who I want to see and talk to. Virtual office. This is just your CEO moment. Where are your points? Where do you want them to be? Convention convention contest is ending this month. Where are your credits? How many enrollments do you need? How many, y'all, those retention credits show up in a big way. And so who has joined in the last few months that has not ordered yet? Are they going to order? Is their subscription going to process? Be a CEO of your business. And when it says virtual office, don't just look for credit card declines. Like that's just a memory jogger. Be in the back office. Who's ordering? Who quit ordering? What are they ordering? What are they taking? What products do you need to follow up with? All the things. Contact 3 new people, follow up with 2 people, check in with 2 customers. You'll never go wrong doing that. Training. I have a new energy, a new hope, a new purpose for all things in life because I realized over the winter, I wasn't walking as much. And when I'm not walking as much, I'm not listening to as much personal growth and development, which is what I do on my walk. In the last 2 weeks, I have listened to so many podcasts and courses and all the things. And I'm like, let's go conquer the world. Let's set goals that we just gonna go smash. And I'm like, oh, looky there. There you are. There you are, the person who wants to show up and do all the things. And really what you feed your brain matters. So you need to be investing, even if it's 5 minutes a day, feeding your brain and your heart and your soul, spiritual, business, parenting, being a wife, you name it. You just need to be proactive in fueling your soul so that you can pour from a cup that isn't empty. So I'm going to leave this up here and we are going to rock and roll and get to work. If you have any questions or anything, you want to drop them in the chat, feel free to do that. Okay, friends, just a quick reminder. Convention is right around the corner. I am so excited that Ed Milet is going to be one of the keynote speakers. I'm late to that game. I don't know. I haven't listened to very much of his stuff, but The Power of One More, I think, is his most recent book, and I have not read that yet, but I think that's great. So I hope that little chit chat was helpful and beneficial. And I think daily taking inventory, what lens are you viewing life through? What are you focusing on? And really working your business out of that place of gratitude, knowing that just one more and just one life truly can be the difference. And I'll send you a picture of my rose bush. So thank you guys for jumping on. I will post that IPA sheet for you. Like I said, there's hundreds of them. As long as you are doing something daily and consistently, you guys know small, consistent steps repeated daily over time produces massive results. So keep showing up and keep talking to even just one more person because it does truly matter. Show up confidently, be relentless about pursuing your purpose, and we are changing lives together. So love you guys. Have a great week.